Hi, my name is Garrett Christopher, and this is my YouTube channel, Garrett Sports Take. We are finally getting to the NFL season. I'm really excited. There are a lot of there's a lot of drama going on, I think, with this season, and maybe I'm just more into it this year than before for whatever reason. I've always followed the sport, and but I've probably followed like baseball and basketball more so. But I don't know, maybe because of this channel, I'm not sure what it is, but I'm really excited about this. So I'm going to do this once a week, where by Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday at the very latest, I'll give you my picks for the upcoming week. I'm pretty good at it. I'm also in a football pool at my job. I'll let you know if I win any money or not. I won't share it with you, but I'll let you know if I win it or not. And yeah, we'll see what happens here. So I've got my glasses on because, well, they're really cool glasses, first of all, but then also so I can see my screen. Otherwise, it's all blur. By the way, please visit my other two YouTube channels. There's Garrett's Take, which is on more of a serious vibe. I talk about homelessness right now, and Garrett's Movie Take, where I talk about movies that I love and trying to convince you that you should love them too, or at least check them out and let me know what you think. Also, please visit GarrettChristopher.com. You'll find out more about me. I'm a self-published author. I've got a couple of audiobooks out there on Audible. And I do a weekly podcast. And right now, I'm introducing a book that's not published yet, that I probably won't publish until sometime in 2022, called Hunter. But yeah, check that out as well. All right, there we go. There are the plugs. Let's talk about week one of the NFL 2021 season. As you can see, I'm a Dolphins fan. And yes, I did pick my Dolphins this week over the Patriots. Why? Last a rant, I talked about the fact that even though Tua played last year, he only played half the season. And for all intents and purposes, really this training camp was his first real training camp, as a starter anyway, since Fitzmagic was the starter last year. So really up against Mac Jones, it's almost like rookie against rookie, but I think that our defense will really get to New England, even though they're in New England. And I pick someone I saw chose 27-17. I don't think we'll score that much. And I don't think New England will score that much. I'm looking more 17-10. I'm not going to try and lock in scores, but I will talk about the games themselves. So yes, I do pick my Dolphins to beat New England. They've got the Dolphins do a tough first 5 games, and if they don't beat New England, heck, they could go 1-4, 2-3, and that'll be a tough gig into the rest of the season of trying to get into the playoffs. Okay, let's start off with tomorrow night's game, though. This is the Cowboys at the Buccaneers. I think the Cowboys will have a better season this year, but I think the Buccaneers are going to be too much coming in. I think that Tom Brady will be ready to go, and I think Dominic Sue, I understand, is going to play as well, so I think they'll be in there. I picked the Bucs at home to win tomorrow night. That's my choice there. Seahawks and the Colts. Seahawks. I'm going with the Seahawks. I think they'll play just fine in Indy, as where the game is being played. I think Russell Wilson will have a good season. I think Russ Wilson is going to have an MVP type season this year, which he does pretty much every year. But I really see that happening, and I think they're going to go into Indy and win that game. I really do. Jaguars and the Texans. So you got the wonderkind out of Clemson going to play his first NFL game. I'm intrigued to watch him play. I really am. I think Trevor Lawrence is a heck of an athlete. I think he's got a good head on his shoulders, and I think he'll do a good job there. And even with Deshaun Watson not playing, but Tyrod Taylor being named as the starter for the Texans, I think they'll still win that game. If anything, for the Gipper, I think that they're going to come together. Tyrod, to me, has always been a pretty good quarterback, and I think that they'll win against Trevor Lawrence. They'll win it. Plus, they're in Texas for that game. Eagles at the Falcons. I may be eating my words later on, but I still think that Jalen Hurts is going to have to show something here, because I don't think he was very highly and very specifically kind of looked at, right, last year for the last few games of the season. And I think now teams will be prepared for him, and we'll see how he does. I'm not so sure he has the arm and the preciseness to be, right out of the gate anyway, a really good quarterback. I choose the Falcons and Matt Ryan. They're in Atlanta, so I choose them for that game. Chargers in Washington. I almost flipped on this one. I chose Washington up front, and I was like, maybe the Chargers will come through. But I think Washington, with their defense, will win. They're at home, and I think they'll win that game. Steelers at the Bills. I got to pick the Bills. The Bills are going to win the AFC East, I think, going away. I'm not sure. I didn't read into it, but I saw someone talk about how, I think they were on TV, how the Patriots were going to come and dethrone the Bills out of the AFC East. A proof? Why? Are we saying that at all? Buffalo is right there, as far as I'm concerned, with Kansas City. in Baltimore. As far as in the AFC, they're going to win that game against the Steelers. I don't think that Ben is going to have that good of a season with Pittsburgh. I like Ben. I like Ben a lot, but I don't think it's going to be all sugar cane and roses. Whatever. Niners at the Lions. I said it before. The Niners are going to have a lot of players back. Their defense, I think, is going to be smothering. And with Detroit, how's Jared Goff going to do? Not well against the Niners. He played them twice a year for the last couple of years, and I think the Niners will get a hold of him. I think they're going to win that game going away. Vikings at the Bengals. Joe Burrow played a little bit sparingly in the preseason. I think the Vikings will come in and they'll play well enough to win that. They're in Cincy, but I still think that the Vikings will win that game. Jets at the Panthers. So does Sam Darnold get a little bit of revenge against his former team? I think so. I like Sam Darnold. I think it was a matter of leadership. Adam Gase was a coach in Miami. I wasn't crazy about him. He went to New York. I wasn't crazy about him there for sure. I like Sam Darnold. I think Sam's got a chip on his shoulder, and I think he's going to do fairly well. Not great, not amazing things, but he'll do fairly well enough to win. And plus, they're at home. Carolina's at home for that one. Cardinals at the Titans. Titans are a good team. They are a good team. Kyler Murray coming into the season. I think because of his size, he's going to tucker out as the year goes on. But I think up front, he's going to be too much to handle. I picked the Cardinals for this one, even though they're in Tennessee. Browns at the Chiefs. That's going to be a good one. And, I want to hate the Browns, but I can't. Because, again, I think that they've, for what I can tell, they're creating like a brotherhood. They're kind of coming together there. I picked the Chiefs for this one, but I think it should be a really good game. And I think that the Browns will stay in it for the most part until the middle of the third quarter. Dolphins and Patriots, already mentioned that. I go for my Dolphins on that one. Let me slide down a little bit here. Broncos at the Giants. I was going to go with the Giants. The Giants are at home. The Broncos, we'll see how that goes as far as Teddy out there. But Saquon Barkley, I think it just started to really practice this past week leading into the game. I know the kid's a stud, but I picked the Broncos. I picked them to win this game. Packers at the Saints. So here we have, I'm going to go with the Packers. I think the Saints will do well. I think Jameis Winston will do well there with New Orleans, but I picked the Packers to win the game, even though they're playing in New Orleans. The Bears at the Rams. I choose the Rams for this one. If for no other reason is that the Bears are not in Chicago, they're going to play in LA. It's going to be hot in Southern California for that weekend, is for what I can tell. And I picked the Rams to win that game. Ravens at the Raiders. So I live in Southern California. A lot of Raider fans. Well, worldwide, a lot of Raider fans. But definitely out here in Southern California, a couple of guys at work really mad at me for picking the Ravens for this one. As a Dolphins fan, I wouldn't want to play the Ravens week one going in. That's a loss, even though they're playing in Vegas. And by the way, if you've not seen that stadium, it's incredible. I haven't seen the inside, but just the outside. If you were going to pick a stadium that is a Raiders stadium, that is it, baby. It looks ominous. It looks mean. It looks tough. They're going to lose that game against the Ravens. And that's on Monday night. That's all of them, huh? Yeah, I go to week 2. There are my picks for week 1. Please let me know what you think. But there we have it. Hey, have a great day. And that's all I'm going to talk about because it's NFL season. NFL season, we'll go into it. I may do a second rant this week talking about perhaps baseball or basketball. But for right now, let's give all the attention to football, NFL football, okay? Hey, take care. Thank you so much. Please visit GaretChristopher.com. GoPro, stop recording.